Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football. I hope all of you are doing well as we get into video number dos. If you didn't catch video number uno, you can go out here and check it in the right hand corner right now. Have a look, have a butchers on what was said earlier on with the news on Xavi Simons, Hato or Hato or Atto or we'll call him Joe Hendry. Yeah, I believe in Joe Hendry. But all of that, as well as Nicholas Jackson and the valuation that Newcastle seem to have on him. Now, we've got a little update in regards to Jackson. That will come at the end, so make sure you stay till the end. But to get things up and running with this one right now, video number 2, we're going to start off with Joe Hendry, Joe Hato. There was an update earlier on saying that Chelsea are prepared to get the Hato deal done in next days or even hours from Fabrizio. It's advancing to final stages. Hato believes in Chelsea's project and to become a superstar at Chelsea on a very long-term contract. So all is looking good in relation to that. And there was also an update, and I believe this was from Ben Jacobs, talking about how an agreement in principle with Ajax for Joel Hato is very, very, very close now. It's a matter of time. And I'm talking, we might get it maybe even tonight. I might get done again. Yeah? I've not been done in a few days now, which has been great. But who knows? As soon as I upload this, we might get a Joel Hato bomber. Here we go. I hope it comes tomorrow instead. But there was also the whole thing on how is he going to be used. And I think that was Ben Jacobs who mentioned that on how would he be utilised. He's going to be coming in as competition for left back. He's going to be coming in as someone that can, you know, don't say the backup. He was never quoted as the backup, but you get the gist. Cucurella is going to be the number 1 guy. Hato is going to be the number 2 guy. We go from there. So, happy days in relation to Yoro Hato or Yoro Hato, Joe Hendry. So, that's that. Let me know your thoughts on that. Let me know your thoughts. I want to show you something that is very interesting when it comes to the goalkeeping situation. We had a little bit of a rumour from yesterday, and I saw this and I was like, nah, I don't buy it. There isn't enough for me to mention this. Like, it's just pointless for me to mention it. There's no possibility, surely. Sasha Tavolieri came out talking about Donnarumma and said that a meeting will be held this week to finalise Gianluigi Donnarumma's departure. PSG has opened the doors to negotiations with a foreign club. Chelsea and Galatasaray are among the most interested. We then got Matt Law coming out with Chelsea are not currently amongst the clubs interested in signing Donnarumma. And even though this clip was doing the rounds, I'm about to show you it now, even that clip was doing the rounds, right, with Maresca, after we smashed PSG to bits because we're Chelsea. Just saying. With this, Matt Lord come out and said, Chelsea are not interested. So, Sasha Tavolieri, I don't know what you're on about, mate. Unless we're trying to make it look like we're not. I don't think we're going in for a goalkeeper. If not, we would have got Mike Maignan over the line. We just would have. I truly believe Chelsea are going in with Sanchez. For next season, we are going in with Sanchez as number 1. That is honestly how I see it. And look, we'll wait and see. Matt Law, was the one to talk about Hato, saying the Telegraph Sport understands Chelsea's view is that Hato is predominantly providing depth and competition at left back. A nice way of saying you're the number 2, basically. So, that's that. But Donnarumma, I know some of you, I saw some of you in the comments mentioning it, and I was like, there's not much to it here. Well, today we've actually got, you know, two conflicting sides, and I've told you who, and yeah, I'll be honest, I don't think it's something, I don't think we're even close. Donnarumma's salary could be a thing. You know, right now what he's getting at PSG is great, but in terms of what he's going to be getting if he moves club is going to be more. He's not going to move for the same salary, surely not. Unless at the same time he's also, and I believe this to be true, he's trying to force PSG's hand to offer him a bumper contract. Like not just a new contract, which he's going to be having negotiations for anyway, but something of substance that he's going to go, yeah, now that's what I'm talking about. Because PSG haven't done that. So maybe he's just trying to push their buttons. That's honestly what I think it is. But anyway, let's wait and see what happens. Let's get to the big elephant in the room. Let's get to the big elephant in the room. We had news earlier on about Xavi Simons, and that I told you about the Xavi Simons stuff from earlier on. It's still advancing. It's still in a place of the clubs are talking. Well, we then had that terms are already in place with Xavi Simons, which is another thing that we kind of knew. Ben Jacobs also said he understands Chelsea are preparing a formal offer for Xavi Simons following positive talks with Leipzig. Discussions have accelerated over the past few days. It seems like it's a matter of time. Leipzig still want 70 million euros all in. Chelsea are going to try and, offer something much lower. But we then got something very, 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 very interesting. And it's as it says in the title of this video for you guys to see. Because about a couple of hours ago from now, we had Fabrizio on the zone. And he mentioned that, yes, Chelsea are in for Xavi Simons. And that's looking really good. But Chelsea are also in for Alejandro Garnacho. So, here's what he said. Chelsea could go for both Alejandro Garnacho and Xavi Simons this summer. There's a concrete possibility they go for both. They want both of them. At the moment, the priority is Simons. He did go on to say that as it's a concrete possibility that Chelsea sign both, for Garnacho specifically, it is something for later in the window. Simons is now, Garnacho will come later. Now, this is bizarre. For me, it sounds bizarre at face value, but then when you try to think about it, I'm like, okay, let me try and piece this together. Ben Jacobs also said Chelsea could bid for Garnacho in addition to Xavi Simons. As reported on TalkSport last week, Ben Jacobs was on there. Another left wing possible even after Gittings due to Quenda arriving in 2026 and Mudryk is unavailable. Sancho returning to United and a chance Tyreek George is loaned. That gave some context. That gave some really good context. Sorry, I've got a feeling like I'm going to sneeze, and I hope I don't. I don't think I'm going to, but apologies. The thing with this is, you then try to think, where is everyone going to fit? This tells me one thing, and I think a lot of you in the comments were right. I will say this, so credit to anyone that mentioned this. Simons is not coming in as a left-wing option, even though he can and has played on the left wing. He's coming in as someone that can play on the left wing, but will not be playing as a left winger. He's versatile to go there if needed, but he's not coming in as a left winger. I believe we are heading to a new system, heading into next season, where we have two 10s. Palmer and Simons. Now try and think about this. Palmer, Simons. You could say this could end up being a 3-2-4-1. Obviously, inversions going on. We're going to have one inverted fullback, and that's probably going to be... when I say inverted, I don't want it to seem like, okay, no, look. It's weird. It's weird to try and fit this in my head without writing it on paper. I'm trying to do this in my head. But we'll have two 10s. I do believe we also have a double pivot. I don't think we're abandoning the double pivot. Surely it's Caicedo and Enzo. So we've got Caicedo and Enzo, Simons and Palmer, but a right winger or a left winger, and we've also got, Delap, João Pedro / Delap / Jackson for now. So what about the rest? What about the defenders? We're just going to have... This is where we can only put 3 defenders. You can't have 4. You can't. 4-2-2-2. You'd have to stick 2. You can't have 2 wingers, 2 fullbacks, 2 in the pivot, and 2 10s. It can't be done. So are we going to a back 3? Is that the question? This is the thing. But this is why I told you. We are adding players in now that are versatile, that can fit in many areas of the pitch where we are going to be able to execute multiple systems. And this is kind of what's exciting. This is also part of the reason since the PSG win that has got me thinking and got me feeling excited about heading into next season and going, you know what, maybe Maresca is doing something pretty revolutionary here. And I'm curious to see where this is all going to end up, because the profile of players we're bringing in are all versatile, that can all play multiple roles. Now on that left-hand side, we're going to have Gittins, but the left winger is going to be Garnacho. It's not going to be Simons. Simons and Palmer will be the two tens. Pedro Neto and Esteval Willian will be competing on the right. João Pedro and Liam Delap will be competing up top. Two in each position. That's it. That is what I think we're doing. So, if this is the case, and we do turn to Garnacho, our left wing options are going to be Garnacho and Gittins. I mean, to be honest, to think about this, we have transformed our entire attack. Gittins, new player. Garnacho, new player. João Pedro, new player. Delap, new player. Simons, new player. Palmer, already here. Pedro Neto, already here. Esteval Willian, new player. 6 out of the 8 players are all new in that attacking lineup. We've got a new team here, guys. It's a brand new team. Garnacho, I know is very divisive. A lot of people were like, no, we don't want him, we don't need him. It's like I've told you before, there is a part of me, I'll be honest, there's a part of me that goes, do we really need to get Garnacho? But there's another part of me that is curious as to how much of this poor form that we've seen from Garnacho, Manchester United's fault. Just like it's been for other players. I can't neglect that. McTominay has left and done bits. Anthony has left and done bits. Ilanga has left and done bits. We've got all these players that have left that football club and looked better. Maybe Garnacho's the same. Even Sancho left and came to Chelsea and done relatively better compared to what he was at United. United is a problem. That has to be at the forefront here. But Garnacho, I don't know. We'll see. I have to be honest, I think we have to give the chance. But I will say Chelsea have leverage here. I will say on this deal, we have to be fair and we have to be honest. Chelsea have the power here because Garnacho doesn't have other suitors in the Premier League, and his wish is to remain in the Premier League. And if this is going to happen later on in the window, he's not staying at United because clearly he's not in the plan. He's not going to play. He wants to stay in England. Chelsea are the only interested club. So you know what? Because it's Man United, we can easily use the leverage that we have and go, you know what? We will take him on a loan. There we are. How's that? You've sent Rashford. Hey, listen, we can use comparisons here again. Just like we've used it for Madueke, just like we're using it for Jackson, just like we've used it for other players, we can use it for this as well. We can use a reference point. You sent Rashford on loan. You didn't sell him. Cool. They have an option to buy, right? Cool. Well, we want the same. Give us Garnacho. A loan with an option to buy. And what does that do? That allows us to see what he's like for 1 year. He has competition because Gittins is there. We see what he does. Tyreek George, in the meantime, goes out and has a much-needed loan because Tyreek George needs to play for a whole season. He can't just stay on the bench. Tyreek George is someone that needs to be playing 90 minutes every week, but not at Chelsea just yet. He needs to develop. So send him on a loan. We'll be able to see his progress as well. We'll be able to judge after we've seen Garnacho for 1 year what we can do if Quenda comes in and what we're expecting from Quenda. Do we keep Garnacho, send him back, or do we just rely on Quenda? What do we do? We'll be in a better position to judge how to move forward long term. Or who knows, maybe he comes in and he smashes it. Maybe Garnacho's like, oh my God, this guy's a baller. Maybe. At that point, United will have a bit of leverage because, yeah, the fee would go up. But it's a good structure in order for us to just check and find out first, you know? So let's see how this one's going to go down. For me, I would take that. If it's a loan with an option, I would take that because there's zero risk. There's zero risk there. And worst case scenario, we've got Simons as well. If needed, he can shift onto the left. He can play there. So we're covered, technically, we're covered. We can also play Pedro Neto on the left. We've got options here. This is what I'm saying. The versatility in all the plays that we've brought in, we can execute multiple different formations, multiple different systems, multiple different shifts of system mid-game, multiple players in multiple positions. We can mix up any opponent we come up against. That's the beauty of what I think is being done here. So let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Let me know your thoughts down below on Garnacho to Chelsea with Simons. So we could be signing both. What do you think? Let me know down below. Now, to wrap up, let's talk about Jackson. Let's talk about Jackson, because we got an update earlier on in relation to Benjamin Sesko. So let me read that for you from Florian Plettenberg, saying, Manchester United are not giving up on Benjamin Sesko. As revealed today, Man United have presented the player with clear figures and their project. Sesko is impressed by Man United's efforts to sign him. He should be. However, Newcastle are fully in the race and not backing down. An offer is ready to be submitted at any time. Leipzig are now demanding at least 80 million euros. Them lot are actually going to milk it in. You know, selling Sesko, selling Simons, they're going to pocket about 150 here. Not bad. Not bad at all. But just to let you know, we're aware of that. So, but the whole thing, in terms of what this could do, is how is it going to affect both Manchester United and Newcastle? Like Fabrizio said, there is some movement with Newcastle and Manchester United. This is relating to Nicholas Jackson. This is where it seems like, and I think it was Matt Law who said this, if I'm not mistaken, because I do want to make sure it does it justice. Yes, it was. He says, there remains a possibility Nicholas Jackson could leave Chelsea this summer. Newcastle United are currently trying to sign Benjamin Sesko, but could look towards Jackson if that move falls through. What did I say on here yesterday in terms of what I think is a possibility to happen here? That Sesko seems like is the target for both teams. Whoever misses out will turn to Jackson. All for it, but on one condition, because this is where earlier on this morning in video number 1, like I said, when Newcastle have provided a value of 65 million for Jackson, cool. If you miss out on Sesko and you turn back to us for Jackson, we ain't taking 65. We're taking 70 minimum. How's that? You can either get him now for 65 if you really want to, or you can then show that you're desperate and then we're going to charge you more. How's that? And don't say you don't have the money because you're selling Isak. Do you see what I mean? This is where I feel like Chelsea can navigate and leverage this whole situation. We'll see how this is all going to go down. But it seems like Sesko is the priority target for both clubs, and I think whoever misses out will then turn to Jackson. But it's like I said, you either come in for Jackson now for a decent price, or you wait, and then I'm sorry, we're going to have to up his value. Surely. Do you agree? Is that what you would do? Let me know. What would you do? What would you do? That's what I would do. What would you do? Let me know down below. Much appreciated. And we'll go from there. It's like I said before, and I will stick to this, and I'll say this time and time again. I truly believe Jackson will leave. I said this at the start of the window. I'm sticking to it. It's not even whether we want him to or not. I believe he will end up going. Just like Madueke is gone, I think Jackson will go too. I think it's inevitable. I think it's a matter of time. I don't think Chelsea will refuse that kind of money. So let me know your thoughts. Much appreciated. I don't think there's anything else to go over. I think that was it, pretty much. Let me just double check and verify, and yeah, that was it. I mentioned it all. So we wrap up for today. Let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated. I will catch all of you tomorrow for a brand new couple of ones. Actually, yes, there will be a double upload tomorrow, especially if we're going to be getting any Here We Go. I do want to say to wrap up, I hope Chelsea can do a double Here We Go, or double, no, not Here We Go, a double announcement. When it's done, reveal Simons and Hato at the same time together in the same video. I think that would bang. Can you imagine a double Dutch announcement? I think that would be phenomenal, you know? Unveiling Chelsea's 2 new signings. 2 double Dutch, and then you see Simons walking from one end, and then you see Hato coming from the other end, and they're just like they spud each other, and they're like, yeah, and then they're holding like the Dutch flag or something with the Chelsea kits on. Oh man, that would bang. Hire me, man. I'm flipping amazing. Let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated, and I will catch all of you tomorrow for a brand new couple. I'll see you then. Look after yourself, subscribe, notification bell on. See you tomorrow. Take care and peace.